Hello, bonjour, Calgary. Did you know that at least 238,000 people speak Francais in Alberta and that 90,000 live right here in Calgary? Oui, oui, c'est vrai. It's true. And now, thanks to Shaw Community Access Programming, we get to reach out to everyone to let you know all about our special people, places, events, and activities happening in this fair city in both English and en français. That's right, mes amis. We begin the first part of our program in English and then we repeat it en français. So stay with us. This is Hello, Bonjour, Calgary. My name is Anne Boiteau and I will be your host today. And we'd like to welcome today Mr. Bob Lang from the Cliff Bungalow-Mission Community Association. And Bob, you're the president of the association.
Yes, I am.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about the Community Association, its history and how long it's been an association.
The Cliff Bungalow Community Association was incorporated in 1978. And then in 1990, we expanded the area to include the Mission area, and we changed the name to Cliff Bungalow-Mission Community Association.
Okay. And how big is Cliff Bungalow-Mission,
well,
population-wise?
We're bounded by the Elbow River and the escarpment and 17th Avenue, and we have about 6,500 in population.
In population. And the community itself has a long history.
It does. It's in the 1800s, the late 1800s. There are actually two different land grants that make up the community. The Mission side, which is east of 4th Street, was a land grant to Father Lacombe, and it became, of course, the cradle of the Francophone community in Calgary. And that area was then named after the brothers Rouleau, the Judge Rouleau and Dr. Rouleau, and Rouleauville came to being. Unfortunately, of course, with the CPR and the influx of English-speaking people, that changed, and it was incorporated into the city of Calgary, or town of Calgary, I forget what it was at that time, as part of Calgary in 1907. The Cliff Bungalow side was actually a land grant to the CPR, part of a land grant. They obviously had a lot of land grants. And so that area was incorporated into the city starting in 1906 to 1911.
Okay, and you merged the east side and the west side of 4th Street in when? In 78?
In 1990.
Oh, in 1990.
The demographics and the history of the community districts were really intertwined.
Yes.
And indeed, even before the French Francophone people came, we had Aboriginals and Métis people camping out in the area because there was an easy ford across the river there, and of course the access to the river and those kinds of things. And
what does the association do? What kind of projects do you have?
Well, we do a lot of things. We've done a lot of heritage projects. We have done a heritage building inventory. We've done a social history. We've done a verbal or oral history. And we have a lot of projects, and just one of them I can show you is the Heritage Plaque program. We're quite unique in the city in this, and we recognize heritage buildings, and we put the plaque up.
Buildings within your community, the
Yes.
heritage building. How many buildings do you have that are or could be considered heritage?
That I don't know, but of course, most of the older buildings, the real heritage buildings, were built before the First World War, and most of them are in the Edwardian kind of style, less ornate than the Victorian style.
Okay, okay. And I understand also that you, the association worked on renaming some of the streets around.
We didn't rename. We recognized the original names.
Okay.
We put the former name with the current number or name, so we've been able to do that, so to recognize our history. It's interesting, the two sides had totally different street names. On the east side, the Mission side, we have the Francophone, the Catholic Church, the Father Lacombe, Father Doucette kind of names, and on the west side, a lot of them were CPR management names. They weren't numbered. They were actually named after people.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's very interesting. And also, you do have different committees working on different projects. I understand that this summer the association partnered up with the Francophone Association on, was it the Stampede?
Yes, we did, with the Stampede float. And it was great fun being on the Stampede float, I'll tell you. I was singing and dancing all that time, and I got a lot of good feedback from the people who recognized me.
So square dancing? You did some square dancing on the float?
No, we didn't do any square dancing. We were just bouncing.
Oh, that's good, that's good. And what was the association's participation? How did you get involved
in that? We did make a financial contribution, but we also hosted a celebration afterwards with the Francophone community and our community, and had great fun at that also.
And do you think that you would be involved with the French-Canadian Association on other projects?
Yes, we are doing a number of events jointly with them, and I expect there'll be an ongoing process, collaboration.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about the regular activities of the Cliff Bungalow-Mission Association.
Well, we have quite a few things ongoing. We have a monthly jazz evening, and great jazz music, so we're a great jazz venue for that. And we have monthly potlucks, we have a monthly movie night where we have a thought-provoking movie and then a discussion about the topic it raises. And we have jam sessions, and we have special events such as the community cleanup, the river cleanup, things of that type. You probably have heard of the Lilac Festival. We were actually instrumental in getting it started in 1990. And it's grown.
It's huge now.
Over 100,000 people, yes.
Oh, that's really good. And where do the jazz musicians come from?
They're Calgarians. And a lot of them play their own pieces, compositions. And we have different types of jazz music every month, and it's great.
And you partner with the Jazz Club of Calgary?
No,
or
actually it's an individual, Jan Mulder, and he helps us find these groups, connect groups, and we provide the venue, and it's been very, very popular. Basically, the last one was sold out before we actually started the event.
Nice,
and so,
very nice.
Yeah.
And I understand you also have community gardens?
We do have a community garden.
Where is it?
It's part of our history is a former premier, and it's in a park named after Premier Aberhart.
Ah, okay.
And he lived in the community. It's one of our heritage buildings, and so we have people. We have a lot of people who live in suites, and therefore don't have access to a yard. And this provides them with an opportunity to grow their vegetables and flowers or whatever they wish.
And this is just for the community members, or somebody from outside the community could?
Some are in immediate area because they don't have access also. We have a waiting list, basically, so
Wow.
We could have another garden, actually.
And how big is the garden that the person would
I forget exactly how many plots there is, but we actually expanded it early on. We just did about 2/3 of the current site, and then we added another third. And it was actually award-winning for many, many years. We actually haven't entered recently because we wanted to let other gardens have the opportunity to win.
Oh, it's too good. Eh? People have been doing that for a while. So during the summer, the association is busy with gardens and barbecue. And are you involved with the Stampede on a regular basis, or just?
We actually haven't had a Stampede event. This was the first. And of course, partnering with the Francophone community gave us an opportunity to actually do it, because we are so close to the grounds that people just walk there instead of staying and celebrating in our own yard.
It's very true. And your members in the association, how many members, active members, do you have approximately?
I don't have a number for you. We have paid members and we have active members. Are really two different things.
Yes.
Some of the people who pay don't actually get very active in the community. They're really supporting the community. And then there's others who, some of the younger people, for example, they get involved with the activities and, like the community cleanup and the river cleanup.
Oh, yes. Once a year you have this community cleanup
Yes.
event?
The river cleanup is in May, pathway and river cleanup, and then in September we have the community cleanup. That's where you can get rid of things you can't otherwise get rid of. And we have an opportunity to swap good stuff.
To swap?
Swap.
You have an exchange
they just
weekend
bring in
or
people.
day?
People, if they like it, they take it.
That's good. That's good to know. And what was I going to ask you? Yes, so during the summer, what kind of activities do you do?
We actually slow down in the summer.
Okay.
We actually, most of the activities that I already indicated, other than those special ones, are from September to June. Okay. And we take a little time off during the summer, except for special events like the Stampede event we had this year.
Yes, because every time I've been to the venue or an evening, it's always been full.
Yes.
You attract a lot of people. It's very popular. All your activities are very popular.
It's a great venue. It's a historic building in itself. We've uncovered the hardwood floor, and
used to be a school.
We've uncovered the brick wall.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
beautiful.
It's a load-bearing brick wall. It is not a brick-clad wall.
Ah.
That's one of the few buildings in Calgary that actually is a solid brick building.
Oh. And it used to be a school.
It did.
Right?
It used to
The
be school
building you're
until
in now?
1988.
Okay.
We used to hold our meetings in the library, which is part of the community hall now. And but in 1988 they closed the school, so we took over a portion as our community center. And it's been a great gathering point for the community ever since.
Oh, that's good. And if people want to reach you, Bob,
The
contact information?
we have a website that's Cliff Bungalow-Mission, all one word. Cliff Bungalow-Mission, all one word, and there's a contact that way.
Okay. And the building is located exactly on where?
It's at 2201 Cliff Street Southwest, which is the intersection of 22nd Avenue and Cliff Street. So if you went west on 22nd Avenue, you'd actually bump into the building.
Great. Well, we'd like to thank you very much for chatting with us today and wish you all the luck with all your activities.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Bob.